Hello students, today we'll be learning the process of preparing a side item for dinner. A lot of times you may be asked to help out with dinner, and what better side item to prepare than wild rice? It's easy and it's very low maintenance. Just about anybody can do it. I prefer to use Uncle Ben's 5-minute fast cook recipe. It can be found at mostly any store, grocery store, even some gas stations have it. It uses only water and butter and prepares in literally 5 minutes. And in my opinion, it goes best with chicken and pork. But really, it can be used in anything. Steak, anything along those lines. It is important to remember that when you're helping out with dinner that you stay clear of the person who's preparing the main dish. You don't want to intrude on their space, you want to keep to yourself. You can say they kind of have the right of way in the kitchen. And besides that, your part of the deal only requires little time and effort, and at max 5 minutes. My hope is that by the time I finish cooking this, you will know how to effectively prepare a side dish, wild rice.
Let's go.
First thing that you will need to do when preparing this side item is to communicate with who is cooking the main dish and decide if it is appropriate. Does everyone want to eat that? Or do they prefer something else? Am I preparing enough for everyone? I think that's the most important. And what are my other options? If you feel like this item is what you want to have, then you will need to check and see if you have the proper silverware, napkins, and dinner plates to accompany it. A fork or a spoon will do very nicely for wild rice, and that is what we're cooking.
Scene 2. Now you come to the part where you actually get the cookware out. You will need a pot that holds about 6 to 8 cups of water. Usually, this is a medium-sized pot, but something along the line will do the trick. Check your stove and make sure that only the burner you intend to use is on, and all the others not, and use or turned off. You need to be sure that you are safe when cooking. Accident happens. Potholders and something to stir the rice, which should be handled with ready to be used. It is best to go ahead and prepare the butter and have the correct amount of ingredients out before diving straight into cooking.
Scene 3 of this process involves turning on or igniting the burner. Then you need to get the contents together, prepared, and put them in the pot. It helps to use a front burner on the stove, but if small children are around, then try to use the back burner and keep the handle of the pot away and out of reach of the children. They are naturally curious and probably will want to know what's in the pot, and they may find out the hard way. We don't want that to happen. After combining everything in the pot, stir for a minute or two so that the ingredients become combined, and then you'll be ready for the next step. 3, 2, 1, go.
Scene 4. 4 involves adjusting the burner setting so that the water begins to boil. It is the best to start out the first few minutes of high heat. But as the water begins to boil, slowly decrease the heat until it is a controllable boil. Also feel free to stir occasionally as you are doing this, and watch the ingredients to make sure that they are combined. Put a lid on the pot and let it steam for about 5 minutes. Now that the water has been boiled,
Now that the water has been boiling for about 5 minutes, cut the heat off on the burner and move the pot to a spot that is okay for it to sit for a few minutes. Keep the lid on it, but check periodically to make sure that the water is being absorbed. Completely cooked rice is often soft and has a tenderness to it that you will recognize pretty much by eating. This is a simple dish that you now know how to make.